I guess in 2017, since I literally came out of like high school and found a job and found a career to work with, I guess there was a lot of ups and downs for me because I was challenging myself with a lot of new experiences and I was learning a lot more about myself because at the age of 18 or just, graduating high school, I didn't really know too much about how, like how I dealt with things, how I handled pressure, how I handled stress, how I handled success, all that stuff. So I'm gradually learning through new experiences in life, and I think that like this new experience of being a pro gamer will like really be something that I can look back on. I was born in Connecticut and I was raised there pretty much all my life up until the age of 18. I was always into video games when it came to like DS, Wii, stuff like that, and especially computer games. It was mainly computer games, and I started playing computer games since elementary school. And I didn't really play my first like competitive game until League of Legends. So I started playing since season 1. But I didn't really get too involved with like the esports scene until like season 3. That's when I started watching LCS, and I think since then I've been watching majority of LCS games. Pretty much just since the start of esports, I've been following like TSM. I've been following a lot of teams after TSM as well, but TSM was the main team that I thought was like my favorite team because of their fan base as well as just their success, and especially because the organization was just overall really well-rounded.
You could have done your camps there, and instead of doing Dragon, you could have contested their camps. So you would have had like 2 or 3 more camps. So you would hit level 6, 1 or 2 camps beforehand.
And here you want to pressure, but your ward is very shallow, no?
Did you already use your wards?
Yeah, he just used it right now. Just give it an equation.
The reason why the NBA was so bad because I rushed it because the red was so either he was gonna take it right away, or I was gonna get the smite.
Okay.
So this is why it all started from starting Cloud Dragon. It wasn't worth it at all.
Yeah. We can just hold the position on the map until that red is up. They're mid laner and bot lane, we're farming on tower, and then we can take the red and
get the red, get double.
I think it seems like you have a much more like sacrificial mindset on stage. Like,
I mean, this play we can avoid, but
like you're trying to help the team a lot with getting dragons, but. Here, you're the carry. Like, our bot lane is just supposed to be a pressure lane for you to be the carry and get ahead.
I mean, I think in hindsight, if you were ahead, we could probably dive them both or kill them 2v2.
Yeah, for sure. But if we did everything right and I didn't do any of the dragons, I would have gotten 2 levels up on him.
I think you should do the dragon, but you should do it after you take his bot camps and after he leaves
that's what I meant. Like we should fight him first. I think that being a rookie on a team full of veterans means that I can jump to a greater height much faster than most other rookies, like on other teams and stuff. So I think that gives me like the advantage when it comes to how I want my career to unfold, where I want to reach a greater height and at a much faster pace as well. But I guess the harder part about being, a really new player on a team of veterans that have played since season 1, season 3 competitively, means that there's a lot more expectations and I have to learn so much more, and it's just gonna take a lot more time, and overall it's just gonna be harder, but it's just gonna be just so much more success in the end. And there's so much more to gain out of being a rookie on a team that wants to reach really high heights.
When Mike first joined the LCS, I had a Skype conversation with him just about kind of the expectations of being a pro player and how it is to play on stage, how it is to live in a team house and kind of work in a team environment. And around that time we were thinking about picking him up as our sub, but obviously he got an offer from P1, so he went to get an LCS starter position instead, which is completely understandable. But he was nervous and he didn't really know how it was going to be, but I really liked all of his questions because they were very focused on like, what if my teammates aren't working hard? How am I going to be able to stay motivated? How do you deal with the pressure on stage? It wasn't just like, I don't know, some stupid questions about making a ton of money or fangirls or something. It was all very focused on like, how can I be better? How can I prove myself regardless of whether my team is messing around or spending time playing other games. So yeah, it was a good first impression of him.
I don't know what Dr. Pepper is.
Shooting the sports now. Most famous people. No sport.
I went to the bathroom, and then I go outside and I see the Ubers leaving. Feels bad.
Oh, wait. The team left you behind. Tell them exactly what happened.
Okay, so Parth gave me a 10-minute warning that the Ubers was coming, and then I went to the bathroom thinking I could make it in time, and then I came outside and I was 5 seconds too late. Every second matters. I shouldn't have washed my hands.
That's the worst. What did I just hear? My ears.
Good luck, Mike. See ya.
Why does Park always say good luck to you, Mike? Are you special, Mike?
So, you gonna come top today, or? Fuck you, motherfucker. I remember those lane gangs. The Cled Sejuani or some shit. I hear them. And I'm like, oh fuck, run. Yo, why don't you fucking keep muting system?
Why would I do that? And there was gonna be 3 kills.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh shit. I'm gonna fucking walk in your doing a level 1.
No,
Fuck you up on that Red Bull. Yeah. You better get ready. If I have to push, you're fucking dead. I'm gonna kill you.
It always feels so good to beat your former team. Even if you're still friends with them, you want to show them that they made a mistake. You want to show them that you were the better jungler. And Svenskeren has been very vocal that he's been enabled by C9, that he's more comfortable there, and he's performing well alongside Jensen, who's very lane dominant and is kind of unlocking him to play a different way.
We're fighting bottom. She doesn't know I'm in line here, Mike. Okay. I think we can gank.
Yeah.
She has a ward here. She thinks she's safe.
I'm going.
We don't know where Sledge is, by the way.
Going now.
Mid.
I think she's dead.
Hey, Sedge is what side? Sedge is at the
Good
job, Mike.
Nice.
Sedge is what side?
Going.
Sedge could be there, okay? Think about
Ulti.
Sedge.
I can't catch him. I can maybe.
Care for Sedge, counter gank. Care for Sedge, counter gank.
You got him? Can I get out?
I'm dead.
I'll try and run too.
It's okay. We have winning. No flash. Mid.
Yeah, I think I'm dead.
We have push right now. We have like wave we can use. Start at the tower. Okay. Don't give another kill. Oh.
So is he. The final touches now for Cloud9 as it's just Mithy on the fountain. Cloud9 will move to 8-1. They will be tied with Echo Fox, and Cloud9 will take the victory over TSM.
And Svenskeren looking pretty happy with himself after that one. It's gotta feel good.
Gotta feel great.
Taking down your old team. Svenskeren facing so much criticism at Worlds with TSM and now on
Some nice sniping by CP down the stretch. They say if this lands, we're going Baron. Landed, just barely.
It absolutely did. Baron picked up there. 2 Barons that they picked up during the course of the game to help them end it. But that's a beautiful goal grab. The moment they get there.
Oh.
Why can't you hard carry like Huni?
Yeah, I know, right? Hooney's too good on Yasuo. He just 1v5s every game. I don't think I'm good enough.
Jelly top there.
I mean, just pick me one. And Maokai. I'm here to get the job done. Isn't that right, guys? I'm here to soak the gates, absorb the pressure.
You're a pressure sponge.
And then tank and team fights. That's my job. That's TSM top laner. Right there.
Harvey, stop, please. Top care, please. Probably stop. Are you fine, top? Yeah.
Mike, stop saying pull lane.
My top?
He just assumes.
What's it called?
He already knows. Mike, Harvey, stop. Yeah.
On the next
Coming top.
Oh, I'm coming here. So it's TP. I'm moving.
Go.
Do missing.
Does he have flash?
No, he has flash.
Yeah? I'm here. Care. Nice job.
Okay,
Nice job. Go on, Skarner. He has no flash, the Skarner.
Going.
Okay, I'm getting zoned up by Zoe right now.
Oh.
I'm chunked.
Camille's on the flank.
I'm on Skarner.
Look at Skarner.
I'm dead. I'm stunned.
Into the MikeYeung, who finally breaks that stopwatch, but you are 40 minutes too late, my friend, as one Nexus Turret falls. Number 2 is going to go, and Clutch will silence the doubters and take down TSM.
And this is one step closer for Clutch, solidifying their standings at the top half. They now are...
It seems like we failed to recognize some basic things about our team comp. Like yesterday, we didn't invade buffs when obviously we had a team comp that should be invading buffs. Today we invaded a buff, and we have a team comp that needs to find timings where our jungler can get tempo back. I think invading their buff was absolutely useless, because we gave up buff pressure, and we still had 0 wards on the map. Because yesterday we talked about invading buffs, and then today we just invaded buffs without even thinking if it's good or not, or if that's what benefits us. It's pointless to invade their blue if they're just going to take ours right after and get more pressure on the map. It doesn't help us. But it's something we need to practice in scrims. Obviously, it's not something we can just talk about and then do well on stage.
I think we put a lot of emphasis on a lot of random shit. The only thing we're thinking about is early dragon. So Mike paths for the early dragon. They don't do it. Mike gets fucked. And now he's behind. They have full tempo. And then they can do dragon later. But we're thinking about like just the most random cheese that people always try and scrims because, you know, they want to see the limits of the strat, but on stage we're like trying to counter that cheese when it didn't work out. Like this game we started red. Mike didn't get that many golems. Skarner got 5 or like a camp up and he has faster tempo. And then Skarner took over the game from there. And we're just focusing on the most random shit. Like today we tunneled on it.
Yeah.
Like, why are we tunneling on it? It doesn't matter. It's something that you gotta keep in the back of your head in case the situation happens, right? And so I feel like a lot of our play is just really uncoordinated. So you need to like play for your 6, your spike, your win condition. Like you want to fight when you have ulti and play off like a 1 lane, right?
Yeah.
And Skarner wants to just get vision and keep farming and like solo objectives. So if you can like look for fights when you're strong, and then you win those fights, then you can keep snowballing. But
I think I still have the same habit from last game, and the same habit from like scrims of how I want to, I guess, gank more. You know, like gank for the laners, look for ganks. Like what can we do for ganks and stuff? I don't prioritize my camps and levels, so I just give up my camps and levels to either stop them from getting dragon, stop them from getting blue, protect our blue, stuff like that. Sometimes it doesn't go too well.
I feel like Mike, because he's a rookie and he joined such a big team with such big expectations of him, that he's playing with a lot of nervousness on stage, and you can really notice that because he talks a lot less on stage
Some games it's fine, but other games he just like kind of shuts down and follows everyone. Compared to scrims where sometimes he makes a lot of plays, and I think that is just something that takes time to overcome. Like he needs to get used to the pressure and get used to the expectations of the fans, because like even Dennis complained that when you lose on TSM, it's really bad because the whole community, like there's a lot of backlash and people are flaming you, just like talking shit, stuff like that. And if you read all that stuff and it gets to your head, then it'll affect your performance. So I feel like that's the main thing that he has that's like hurting him right now. I can definitely feel that Mike is a newer player because there's just things that are very basic to the jungle that you pick up on from playing competitive play, and they kind of become second nature. I can see a lot of myself in Mike in terms of in my earlier years when I get ahead, I would feel really confident and I would be able to communicate and kind of see everything on the map better. And I feel that from Mike when he's confident, when he's ahead, he knows what he wants to do and he's very confident. But once he starts making a few mistakes, it snowballs on him quickly. So just have to teach Mike to reach a point where he can feel competent in his play rather, and know his abilities and understand the game well enough that he doesn't have to play based on just his intuition and based on his confidence in that game. So you can make mistakes and still understand kind of what your role is and what you need to do next in the game.
After coming off of a 0-2 week, I guess it's a little bit hard to say too much like positive things that are going on right now, but I'm sure that this will only make me better as a player as well as a person, because this is just going to be a hardship that I have to overcome. And of course it's normal after losing a game, something that you really care about, that you're just going to be disappointed for that day off. But I think I've managed to overcome it already. I'm slowly overcoming our losses and my shortcomings, and I do take responsibility that many of our losses has been due to me not stepping up. So I think that if I were a world-class jungler, if I were better as a jungler, then we'd probably be #1 team, we'd probably be 10-0. So I think that that's gonna be like how we're gonna have to move forward, is me to play even better than I already am. That's gonna require me to work even harder and figure out my shortcomings. And I think personally as a person that I'm really good at recognizing my weaknesses, and I feel like I've used that to my advantage throughout my entire life by being able to be conscious of my own mistakes where I can fix them going forward, and that's how I'm gonna get through this mess right now. And yeah.